Have you ever had one of those moments where you suddenly see the pattern and you realize, oh my goodness, I do this every time? Maybe it's you're people pleasing. Maybe you're overgiving. Maybe you shut down when there's conflict. Or maybe you keep chasing people who actually make you feel like you have to earn their love. And for a second, there's almost this feeling of relief because now you finally understand what's been happening. But then comes the next question. Okay, now what? Because you see, recognizing the pattern and actually changing the pattern are two completely different things. And that's what I want to talk about today. If you've been following Traversing the Trail, you've watched me work through a lot of this in real time. I started documenting this journey because I didn't want to only tell the story after everything was figured out and wrapped up in a pretty little bow. No, I wanted to capture what it would actually look like in real time, to recognize old patterns, question the beliefs, reconnect with myself, and figure out how to create more safety, peace, freedom, and belonging from within. As you've seen, these really haven't been just camping videos or even just videos about where I went for the weekend or this is the problem, this is the solution. They've been pieces of a very bigger map. And one of the biggest things that this map has taught me is this: awareness is important, but awareness is only the beginning. You can become incredibly self-aware and still keep repeating the same behavior. You can know you have an abandonment wound and still panic when somebody pulls away or doesn't reply back. You can know you people please and still say yes when every part of you wants to say no. You can know you overfunction relationships and still find yourself trying to carry everybody. You can know you freeze, fawn, avoid conflict, chase validation, or even abandon yourself to keep the peace. You see, having the language for something is powerful, but language alone does not change it. Awareness is simply giving you a place to begin. And I think that's where a lot of us have really gotten stuck on this journey. Because once you start doing the healing work, personal development work, the trauma work, whatever language you're using for it, it can become something that you get really good at analyzing yourself. I know I can. My brain loves to ask questions. Okay, well, what caused this? What's the belief underneath of it? What's the emotion underneath that? What happened before that? And then my brain wants to go 7 layers deeper because I know I'm absolutely not a surface level person. And so why would my healing be any different? Anyway, but eventually there comes a point when asking why has to become asking, what am I going to do with what I know? You see, our beliefs influence meaning, and then we assign that meaning to our experiences. And that meaning influences how we feel. Our emotions influence our thoughts, and then our thoughts influence our decisions, and then our decisions influence our actions. And those repeated actions are eventually what create the results that we experience. So if our belief creates our experience, and then our experience confirms our belief, then in that awareness is where we have a cool place to go dig in and spelunk in to go find the meaning underneath the meaning. So we have to realize that in transformational journeys, if we want a different result, at some point, we have to practice a different response. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be different. And that is where the real shift is going to happen. And this is where a word has come in for me that I really love and really hope that you will too. It's stewardship. Because here's the thing, I don't believe healing should become another way that we punish ourselves. Like, we've been through enough. You are not another project that needs to constantly be fixed. With stewardship, it means something different. Stewardship means that we take loving responsibility for what has been entrusted to us. Your body, your mind, your time, your energy, your emotions, your home, your relationships, your boundaries, your gifts, your life. For me, all of these became a huge shift. Instead of constantly asking the wrong questions, I started asking better questions. Like, instead of saying, how do I fix myself? I started asking, how do I care for myself? How do I show up for myself today? How do I become someone that I can rely on? How do I create some of the safety and belonging that I've spent so much of my life searching for outside of myself? And then, of course, life has a funny way of testing whether we actually mean what we say. You learn the lesson, you may even understand the concept and have a massive breakthrough. And then life is going to go pop quiz. Here comes a triggering conversation. Here comes the person who activates the old wounds. Here comes a boundary that you don't want to communicate. Here comes the fear. You see where I'm going here? Here comes the situation where the old version of you knows exactly what to do, that familiarity. Ooh, I know how to do this. I'm going to over-explain. I'm going to chase. I'm going to fix. I'm going to fawn. I'm going to shut down. I might even get defensive. It's all abandoning ourselves. And whatever your particular pattern is, it's in this moment where your awareness can start becoming transformation. You can transform your judgment into curiosity in this moment, if you choose to. If we're at a place where we know this, because now there's this tiny bit of space between what happens and what you do next. It's that space that, like I said, instead of judging yourself, you get curious. Rather than, what the hell is wrong with me? Try, what just happened inside of me? What is this reaction actually trying to protect? And what am I afraid will happen? What belief just got activated? And is that belief even still true? And most importantly, if I respond the way I normally respond, is it going to create the thing that I say I want? That question has actually stopped me in my tracks more than once, because often the times the answer is just no. If I say I want peace, but I'm about to enter another argument trying to get someone to understand me, is that creating peace? If I say I want financial stability and I go off and I do retail shopping to avoid an emotion or subdue another one, is that giving me what I want, or is that creating what I'm not wanting to create? If I say that I want reciprocal relationships, but I keep over functioning for someone who gives very little back, is that creating reciprocity? Am I being more giver than taker? If I say I want to trust myself, but every time I feel uncomfortable, I override what my body is telling me, am I actually building self-trust? Now, that doesn't mean you judge yourself for doing it. It means that you notice, you pause, you get curious, and now you have a choice. And that's why I say curiosity creates space, and space creates choice. And choice, that's where things begin to change. You know, it looks incredibly small from the outside, but creating the new choice is waiting an hour before responding to the text, taking a breath, creating that space. Maybe it's saying, no, I can't do that today. Maybe it's going outside instead of sitting in your house ruminating. I get that one a lot. Maybe it's eating something, drinking some water, resting, and regulating your body before you try to solve the entire problem. This is where doing incremental things throughout the day, if you have a brain like this, is going to empower you to get further towards your goals versus staying stuck and spinning out in survival mode. And I practiced this just yesterday. I had a lot of things on my list of things I wanted to accomplish. And my brain saw that list and went, nope, I don't want to do it. And so I know this about myself. And so what I did is I gave myself curiosity and space. And in that space, it allowed me to take empowered actions, little baby steps at a time. I would get up and go do something, then I'd go sit back down and rest and kind of reset my brain to okay, the threat is over, we're safe. And it's going to be a lot of this. I hate to burst the bubble of those that have been told that, oh, just take this course and it's going to be done and you're going to be healed. I know, because I tried that and I found out the hard way. Healing is a spiral. You're going to go up and then you're going to go down, and then you're going to go up and you're going to go down. But each time you do that, there's a new pattern, there's a new pathway. Think of it like this. You're on the trail, you're traversing, and it's overgrown with all these weeds, which is the old disempowered beliefs. So now each time you go through this trail, you're crunching down and making new beliefs, and you're reinforcing the new beliefs and getting rid of the old beliefs. This is the neuroplasticity that our brain has the capability of. We'll go into more of that in another video, but I just wanted to help you kind of see visually what I'm saying here is there is a way through this and you can create the new path. Let's get back to what we're talking about here. What if it maybe is a circumstance where you're allowing somebody to be disappointed in you without rushing to fix their feelings, being more concerned about your own emotions and feelings and needs than others. That one is a muscle that takes a lot of practice to flex before you undo the people pleasing and the conditioning codependency. And I know this because I speak from experience. There is possibility of going through it, but it is going to take a lot of patience, a lot of persistence, and a shift in perspective. What's the shift in perspective? Transform that judgment into curiosity and know that awareness is just a beginning, but it's taking the actions of noticing. So what if we're at a space where we can simply start to notice, man, I want to abandon myself right now, and instead decide, nah, I'm going to stay. That counts. Actually, that counts a lot. That was why my book, Namaste, Away and Thrive, was born, because I was like, nah, I'm just going to stay away from that negative influence and I'm going to love myself. And the component of focusing on, no, my now is wow, my now is wow, when everything around me was literally falling apart in absolute chaos and confusion. And it's taken several years of doing that, but the more I feed my mind those empowering beliefs and alchemizing and accepting with an awareness of curiosity versus judgment, that these beliefs, they've kept me safe up to this point. And now it is my job to become a steward with good discipline and a disciple of all that I'm entrusted with, and move forward in life in a way that honors that. Because this is one thing I have learned on this journey of traversing the trail and seeking the higher wisdoms of this happened, what does it mean? What I've come to understand is transformation isn't usually one giant dramatic moment. It's repeated, embodied choices, like what I just said. It's recognizing the pattern and you pause. You get curious. You reconnect with what's true for you, and you make a different decision. You take an aligned action, then you observe what happens. And if it doesn't exactly work the way you hoped, simple, you refine it. Failure becomes feedback. Life becomes a classroom. And slowly, you will begin building evidence that you can trust yourself to respond differently. Now, I want to introduce a reflective practice that helps me. So before you leave this video, I want you to try something. I want you to put one hand over your heart, and if it feels comfortable, put the other hand over your belly button and take a slow breath in. Now ask yourself, what do I instinctively know I need more of right now? Don't make it complicated. What was the first thing that came up? Was it rest, safety, freedom, support, play, connection, structure, maybe a boundary, perhaps time alone, time in nature, or maybe it's permission to let something go. Now I want you to ask yourself one more question. What is one small action I could take that would honor that need? Not 50 things, just one, because you don't have to change your whole life today. You just have to stop abandoning the next honest thing you know. So I'd love for you to tell me down in the comments, what do you know that you need more of right now? And what is one action that you can take to begin creating it? And if you're starting to recognize patterns in your own life, but you're having trouble seeing how all the pieces connect, you'll find information below about ways to work with me. This is exactly the kind of work I love looking beneath the surface in, helping you see the pattern, clarify what you actually want, and begin creating choices that support the life that you're trying to build. Think of it like setting a new GPS. You're at GPS point A. You're stuck in survival mode, the hell of existing, and you're not having fun anymore. And you want to be over here to point X, which is the spot. It is living in a state of I am present, I am peaceful, I am purposeful, I have my passion, and I thrive. I am living my best life. I have achieved the epic, and sometimes what people thought might be impossible, epic love, safety, and belonging. So if this is where you're at and this is where you want to go, or maybe it's something more simple. You just want to stop a habit and create a new one. Stop the habit, get to the new one. There's all this space in between, and that's where I, as a transformational strategist, have done all the work myself and have brought all of that to you. I've curated this journey for myself, and I want to share it with you, because the biggest thing I learned is awareness. Just, it begins the journey. But what you choose to do with that awareness is what changes your life. And in the next video, we're going to talk about one of the hardest parts of this process. And that is what happens when awareness shows you something you can't change, something that has already happened, something you lost, something you wish had been different. We're going to talk about acceptance, grief, and how to stop fighting reality without pretending that what happened was okay. And I'll see you there in the next one. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you, and I wish you many blessings and blessings as you traverse the trail. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one.